Hello students. We know that Earth happens to be the only planet where living organisms and non-living things happily coexist. But students, how do we know that what is living and what is non-living? If we see a dog running or a cow chewing curd or a man shouting loudly, we know that these are living beings. But what if the dog or the cow or the man falls asleep? We still think that they are alive. But how do we know that? We know that by seeing them breathing, and we know that they are alive. But students, what about the plants? How can we know that they are alive? We see that some plants are green and some are growing. These are those signs. Seeing them, we can say that they are living. Students, now let's see the order of life in living organism. We already know that all living organisms have evolved from the simplest form to the complex level of organization. Cells are the basic fundamental units of an organism. These cells, grouped and form tissues, are made up of different types of cells performing same function. These tissues grouped and form organs. And these organs form the organ system and then form an entire organism. The different organs and organ systems of an organism function in harmony by depending on one another with coordination. For example, we can say that when we ride a bicycle, our muscular system and skeletal system works together to move our arms for steering and legs for paddling. Our nervous system directs our arms and legs to work. Simultaneously, respiratory, digestive and circulatory systems work to provide energy to the muscles. All these systems work together in coordination to maintain the body in a homeostatic condition of an organism. Students, now let's see what happens when these cells or organs damage. Students, because of the effects of environment, organ systems of living organism keeps breaking down over time. For example, if we fall, we damage our skin or bones. Or if we fall sick, we damage our stomach or lungs. Or if we drink alcohol, we damage our liver. Students, do you know where this damage actually happens? This damage is not only to the organs, but actually cells get damaged. We need to repair this damage to live a healthy life. So, we all perform some basic functions to maintain and keep ourselves alive through the life processes. Students, do you know the basic life processes are common to all living organisms? Yes, they are nutrition and respiration, transportation and excretion, control and coordination, growth, movement. We will learn these processes in our next videos, but as of now, let's see some of them in brief. First, let's see about nutrition. Students, we know that there are some maintenance processes that recover the damage of cells and also prevent their breakdown. These maintenance processes need the energy to recover and prevent the damage. This energy comes from outside the body of the individual organism, that is, from the food that we eat. So, there is a process called nutrition to transfer this food from outside to inside the body of the organism and extract the energy from this food. Now, let's see another process, which is respiration. Students, we know that the food we eat is converted to a uniform source of energy for maintaining living structures. For this conversion, a series of chemical reactions take place in the body. Students, do you remember the oxidation reactions we have studied earlier? These oxidation reactions are some of the most common chemical reactions to break down the molecules of the food to generate energy. For this, we take oxygen from outside to break down food into energy. This process is called respiration. Now, let's learn about the transportation process. We are familiar with the idea that multicellular organisms have specialized organs for performing various life processes. It is therefore not surprising that the uptake of food and of oxygen will also be the function of all systems. Since the food and oxygen are not taken up at one place in the body of organisms, but all parts of the body need them. This situation creates a need for a transportation system for carrying food and oxygen from one place to another in the body. Now, let's learn about the excretion process. Students, we already know that after each chemical reaction, some products and byproducts are formed. As we know that digestion and respiration process are also chemical reactions, so some waste and useless byproducts get generated after these reactions, which need to be discarded. The process of discarding such waste materials is known as excretion. So students, let's summarize what we have learned so far. There are various organ systems in an organism. The different organs and organ systems of an organism function in harmony by depending on one another with coordination. We also learned that all living organisms undertake various processes like movement, sensitivity, growth, nutrition, respiration, and excretion to remain alive. These processes are known as life processes. In our next video, we will learn about nutrition and its types.